is a recording of the Grand Canyon Railway presented by Tricia Halsema and presented to VIP elites on July the 18th, 2023. Thanks.
Well, thank you, everyone. Pat mentioned I'm Tricia Halsema with Grand Canyon Railway and Hotel. We're going to talk about what we feel is a great vacation. Why isn't it not? There we go. My apologies. So these are some amazing images of the Grand Canyon. So this is the reason why a lot of people want to come and stay at our hotel and take the train up, because they want to see the amazing views that the canyon provides. So who are we? We are part of Xanterra's travel collection. You may recognize some of the brands up there. Windstar is very popular. DBT Country Walkers, along with all of the other national parks. So we fall under the same umbrella of Xanterra Travel Collections. We actually have sustainability goals. In my past career, I was, like I mentioned, I was with SeaWorld. So the eliminate single-use plastics purchases by 2030 is very near and dear to me because that impacts a lot of animals. So we have a lot of great sustainability goals, and we hope that you too can make an impact in the world. There's a lot of fun train coming and going. So one of the most popular questions I always get is, where is Williams, Arizona? You know, a lot of people have not heard of Williams, Arizona, but Williams, Arizona sits right along the 40 freeway. So how are you going to get to Williams, Arizona? There's a couple different ways that you can arrive. The closest airport for us is Flagstaff, which is 35 minutes away, and American does fly into Flagstaff. But one of the most popular ways to come in is through Phoenix. A lot of people will rent a car. That way they can drive up through the Red Rocks of Sedona, which are about 2 hours and 20 minutes from Phoenix. Or if you're over in Flagstaff, we're about 3.5, 4 hours away from Phoenix, or from Davis, excuse me. There's a couple shuttle services that will pick up from Flagstaff or Phoenix, but they're really strict on their times. So you're going to want to make sure that you build your package around the times that they picked up, because they're not very flexible, and they're not through us. We're not affiliated with them. We just, give you that information if you're looking for that. So Williams is considered the great gateway to the Grand Canyon. It sits right along Route 66. A lot of people want to come and say they've been on Route 66. So we're a block and a half away from Route 66. It sits at about 6,700 feet in elevation. This is an image of our lobby. That fireplace is extremely popular. A lot of people will go congregate around that fireplace, but it's a really cute, intimate lobby setting. This happens to be my favorite. It's the great area view. You get kind of the lay of the land. So this is our hotel. It's 298 rooms, 2-story. You exit where that arrow is pointing, and there's the train depot, very close in proximity. If you happen to have Fred Harvey meals, Fred Harvey restaurant is located right there in Williams, Arizona. Or if you happen to be an RVer, the RV park is located in the back. That's also where the Cataract Creek Game Shootout occurs every morning, along with our pet resort. And I'm going to admit somebody right now. So welcome to our presentation. We've kind of started, but you haven't missed much. In the back by the RV park is also, like I mentioned, the Cataract Creek Game Shootout and also the pet resort. So if you happen to like to travel with your animals, if they're not a true medical service animal, we have the pet resort that you can utilize. If you cross over those train tracks a block and a half up, you hit Route 66. So as you can see, everything is very close in proximity. Some amenities that go along with our hotel and RV park inside the hotel. We have the saltwater pool and jacuzzi. We have the fitness center. One thing I like to mention is our amenities are interchangeable. You can utilize them if you're at the RV park free of charge, or if you're at the hotel and you want to utilize the RV amenities, you can do that as well, free of charge. So the bottom right corner is the fire pit. That's over at the RV parks. If you have s'mores makings and you want to go over and make some s'mores, you can do so. Or if you have kids that want to get out that energy, or grandkids that want to get out those energy, we have the large jungle gym. We also have a volleyball court and a basketball court over at the RV park. Very popular inside the hotel, Spencer's Pub. Inside Spencer's Pub, you can grab some drinks, some food, and kind of hang out inside the hotel. It's very popular. And then onto our rooms. We have one room in the whole hotel that has a king-size bed. Believe it or not, there's only one room, and that is the Rail Baron Suite. And the Rail Baron Suite is actually a 1,000 square foot apartment, if you will. It has a full-size living room, a full-size dining room and kitchen, along with the bedroom that has the king-size bed and bathroom. It only sleeps 2 people, and there's no children allowed in the Rail Baron Suite. We also have what we call our family suite. Ever been to, let's say, an embassy suite? It's very similar to that. You walk in, you have the living room, then you have the kitchenette, the bathroom, then the bedroom will have 2 queen-size beds, and then the self-sleep pull out and sleep too. If no people, you can request a rollaway bed and sleep up to 3 folks inside the family suite. Then we have the standard and the deluxe rooms. The only difference between the two, as you can see in the images, are the soft bids. And then the deluxe will have a microwave, the standard does not. If you purchase the Fred Harvey meals, we have the breakfast buffet and the dinner buffet. In the morning, you walk in, and to the right, it's an omelet making station. And then as you go around to the left of the eggs Benedict, we make eggs, bacon, sausage, that kind of stuff. And then to the left, you'll have your healthier options, your yogurt, your fruits, your oatmeal. And then at dinner time, they flip, and to the right will be a pasta making station, some mashed potatoes, some type of meat, chicken ribs, that kind of stuff. And to the left will be soup and salad. And then we have our RV park. It's been voted #1 RV park for several years in Arizona. We have several different kinds of sites that you can take advantage of. If you're an RVer, it's a great place to go. And like I mentioned, we have our pet resort. It's very popular. So we have dog kennels and we have cat condos. We do not discriminate against the breed. It can be any type of breed, any type of size. They will have some interaction with some of our folks, but if there's any medication that needs to be given, then that would need to be distributed by yourself. Again, we have the Wild West shootout. This is really a safety mechanism. It kind of corrals everybody as the train's pulling up in the morning. Everybody's congregated. It's a lot of fun. It's interactive. So everybody comes out to check out the Wild West shootout, and then you board the train in the morning. So on the way up to the train, we have 2 different types of trains. We have a steam train and we have a diesel train. Majority of the time, it's the diesel engine running, but we do have what's called Steam Saturdays. So if you are a steam enthusiast and you want to see that steam engine run, definitely check out the events on thetrain.com under events. It'll tell you Steam Saturdays, and it'll tell you when that steam engine's running. There's 6 classes of service when you board the train. Your basic is Pullman. This is the only class of service that does not have AC, but it does have heat. But you have to remember, Northern Arizona heat is much different than Phoenix heat. And then there's the coach class. Anything coach and above will have AC. I do want to point out, anything Pullman and coach related, we like to refer to as a McDonald's playground. There's children and families everywhere. So just make a mental note on that. Any class of first class and above will have some sort of amenities. What I mean by that is a complimentary continental breakfast, your muffin tea, coffee, soft drinks, fruit, eggs, that kind of thing in the morning. In the afternoon, it'll be more like your, I don't want to say a charcuterie board because it's not quite a charcuterie board, but there's some meats and cheeses and fruits and some dessert and whatnot. As you can see in first class, the seating is very much like a Greyhound motor coach bus. And then we have the observation dome, which is great to look at as you're heading up to the canyon. Now, anything with luxury in front of it, being luxury dome or luxury parlor, there's no children allowed. And we consider kids to be up to ages 15. So you have to be 16 and above to be in the luxury dome. Luxury is great class of service to go. It's my favorite class of service, but my favorite class of service is luxury parlor. You can split your class of service, and if you choose to do that, I recommend going dome on the way up because you're all excited, you're looking out, you're getting giddy to get up there, and then you get to the canyon and you walk around and you're coming back and you're like, oh, I'm tired, I want to be in these oversized chairs. So that's my favorite class of service. Doesn't matter if you're in dome or parlor for luxury, you can stand on the back of the parlor car, the platform, which is very popular for people to do, to stand out on the back as it's moving and kind of take it all in. Each class of service does have what we call a public service attendant or PSA on board in that class of service to kind of point out some things along the way, to educate you on what to expect up at the canyon, to hand you out some maps, and just to really be there to accommodate anything that you might need. Every class of service will have some sort of entertainment, being a guitar player, singer, banjo, that type of thing. And then in the afternoon, each class of service does get robbed by the Cataract Creek Gang, which is great. They feed off of your energy. If you're really into it, then they get really into it. If you're not, then they stand off. But it's just a lot of fun to be had by the Cataract Creek Gang. Your scenery along the way, you will go through the Coconina Mountains. That's about 25 to 30 minutes, but majority of the time is the high desert. Your train ride is 2 hours and 15 minutes each way, northbound, southbound. And as I mentioned, the Cataract Creek Gang will come on board and rob you. If you have attention span issues and you get antsy, then I would bring a deck of cards, that kind of thing, because there's not great cell service on the train. I think I've only seen T-Mobile receive cell service. AT&T and Verizon, I get to see that occur. So when you arrive at the South Rim, you pull up on the train. So the train pulls up right there, and there's the canyon. It's very close in proximity. You get off the train, the first lodge that you're going to hit is El Tovar Lodge. So when Pat was talking about dining, it's right there. And then you've got Kachina and Thunderbird, very close in proximity. Right next to Thunderbird is where Bright Angel's located. There's also a free hop-on, hop-off shuttle. There's 3 different lines. You have a blue line, a purple, and an orange. So the blue will keep you what we call inside the village, and that's your lodges and the Bright Angel Trailhead. Then you have the orange line that will take you out to the visitor center, the Bright Angel Bike Shop, the Geology Museum, and Hermit's Rest. And then you've got the purple that will take you over to Tucson. You happen to take the train up and you go on one of these shuttles and you get on the purple line, you want to make sure you have a train ticket with you, because that shows that you paid that MPS fee and you can come in and out free of charge. These are very easy to navigate. They run every 15 minutes. I've actually gotten a little bit lost on one. I'm like, wait, the scenery is not looking great. And so I asked the guy and he's like, oh yeah, hop off here, jump over the street, get on the other one. I'm like, okay, great. And everything was fine. So very easy to navigate. So some lodging up at the South Rim. Our packages that we have are with Maswick North. So Maswick North sits about 2 football field lengths off of the rim. You're going to see more wildlife back at Maswick because it's not as heavily foot trafficked. So they are lodges. So this is kind of some images of the lodges. Now there is a new lodge that just opened in April. It's actually great, not this past April, I apologize, but a year ago, is Maswick South. Now Maswick South is more like a Fairfield Inn, if you will. And it's the only lodge that has an elevator up at the canyon. So if you have some mobility issues and you need that elevator, the Maswick South would be a great place to stay. It's actually my favorite place to stay. It's brand new and it's nice. So I love it. So it's a great place to stay. Very popular is Bright Angel. Bright Angel's very cabin-esque feel. It's got the cabin. You feel like you're more in the wilderness. The rooms are very different, so you want to make sure you book the room that you want. And what I mean by that is some of the rooms have a full bathroom. Some rooms have a shared bathroom. And what I mean by shared, it's not that it's like a camping site where there's 7 showers and 7 toilets. It's a private bathroom, but there could be 7 rooms that share that one bathroom. It was made for hikers to kind of lay their heads and get up the next morning and move on the next day. But they've become very popular. And then you have Kachina and Thunderbird. Very 1960s still sits right along the rim. Like I mentioned, right out of our very popular, great places to stay. And the most historic is El Tovar. El Tovar is extremely popular. It's where the presidents have stayed. There is actually a presidential suite that we release about 2 weeks out when we know that there's nobody coming that's either congressman, president, or whoever's in that party. We will release that out. That middle view is the Fred Harvey Suite. That balcony is amazing. It books out 13 months in advance. So if that's something that you want, you need to grab it as soon as you see it available, because it is pretty popular and you don't see it open very often. But Altavar, there's not one room alike. It's very boutique. Each room is very different. It doesn't matter if you stay here or not. You will walk through this lodge. You will either eat at this lodge or grab a little trinket at the souvenir store. It's just really cute. And a funny story that I like to share is there's a grand piano on the second floor. Someone was playing the grand piano and they got a call. They had to go up and tell the gentleman he needed to stop playing, and it was Paul McCartney. And nobody knew it was Paul McCartney playing. It's like, how do you tell Paul McCartney he can no longer play the piano? Which they had to tell him, but it's a very nice historic lodge to go, regardless if you stay or not, at least walk through it. Dining at the Rim, not only, like I mentioned, is Altavar the most popular, it's one of the most popular places to dine as well, along with Bright Angel. Reservations are highly suggested. You don't have to have one. It's good to have one, because if you don't, you could wait upwards to an hour or so to get in and get a meal. But they've got great breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and it's very reasonable price-wise. Also very popular is Harvey House, which is located right over at Bright Angel. And then Maswick Cafeteria is exactly the way it sounds. It's cafeteria style. It's grab and go. Nobody is servicing you. But one very popular place to eat is Pete's Pub. That's an afternoon that it opens. It's about 4 p.m. and they've got amazing food. They open about 4 and they stay up until about 9 or 10. Some sightseeing up at the South Rim. Hopi's House is very popular. Hermit's Rest, Cold Studio, Yavapai Geology Museum. I'm going to be very honest. I used to skip over the Geology Museum slide that I had, and I'm like, I went there, and oh my goodness, it's got the most grandest view of the canyon, and it tells you that this is the grandest view of the canyon. It is amazing. So if you ever get up to the Grand Canyon, make sure to get over to the Geology Museum, either by the hop on, hop off shuttle, or if you drive, whatever it is that you get up there, make sure to go over. It's amazing. And then the Kolb Studio is really popular. If you don't know who the Kolb brothers are, they went down at the beginning of time and they took some amazing pictures. You walk through their studio and it's like walking through history. And you can see their cameras and the history and kind of get educated and see some really cool things down there. Also very popular is Bright Angel Trailhead. So if you like to hike, or for anybody that's coming with your group that's a hiker, Bright Angel Trailhead is very popular to hike. Just remember, for what it takes you to go down, it's double to come back up, and you want to make sure that you stay hydrated along the way. Some optional day tours that you can participate in. If you want to be one of those people that go down in the canyon via the mule, you want to make sure that you get accepted, because it is a lottery pool. You can't just show up to the canyon and say, hey, I want to go down on a mule. You're going to be waiting a very long time. So you want to make sure you have your reservation for the mule ride. The Canyon Adventure is very popular for people. If you happen to be going on the Canyon Adventure, you need to be 2 nights up at the canyon, because they're very long days. So you need to be there the night before and the day that you come back, because our train will have departed by the time you return from your tour. The sunrise and sunset tour are very popular, but you will need a night up at the canyon for this as well, because we don't get there before the sun rises and our train departs before the sun sets. Desert View Tour is very popular. As I mentioned, Hermit's Rest and Arizona Sunset Tour. So some great tours to be had up at the canyon if you have the time and want to stay. Some great tours. Some sightseeing for Williams, if you're one of those people that kind of like to extend your stay and see what Williams has to offer or the surrounding cities. Arizona is amazing. I don't know if any of you guys have heard of Arizona, but it is a conservation wildlife park. It's about 2 miles down the road. You drive through it in your car. There's bears, bison, wolves. It's amazing. And then you can park your car and you can walk in, and then they have an indoor that you can walk and participate in. Sedona, as I mentioned earlier, Red Rocks, the farmers market, very popular for people to go and see and do. Again, if you have any hikers, let's do Devil's Bridge hike is amazing if anybody wants to expand and go hike. And then the monuments are close by as well. Some special events. Most popular is Polar Express. So if you like Hallmark, I hate to say it, but vomit Christmas. We are that small town feel. And it doesn't matter if you're an adult or child, you get dressed up in your Christmas jammies. I was out there last year and saw couples on date night, and they're dressed up in their Christmas jammies. You get on board, the chefs are singing and dancing in the aisleways. We serve the hot chocolate, the chocolate chip cookie. You go through the magical tunnel, you land at Santa's Village, Santa gets on board, he gives every child and adult a bell, the conductor's punching the ticket, and it's just a great 90-minute experience. There are 2 trains that depart for Polar Express, being a 5:30 and a 7:30. If you have any littles, I like to call them, anybody under 3, I suggest the 5:30 train. You don't want to get all the way out there and have them fall asleep on such a cool trip. And they're like, wait, what happened? I missed it. So definitely put them on the 5:30. We kick off November 10th for Polar, but we started selling for Polar in July of last year. For this year, it's become tradition for a lot of people. So if you want to take advantage of Polar and you want to come see Polar, book it as soon as you know, because it very well could be sold out. And just so you know, there's no refunds on Polar. So once you commit to that day, you have time to commit to that day. We also offer charters. This is something that Pat and Monique could set up for you. So charters have become very popular. We launched them January of 2020 and COVID hit. So everybody wanted to be in their bubble, which paired well for us, but it's very popular for weddings, family reunions, birthdays, anniversaries, corporate events. You can charter your own private car on the back of one of our trains that's going up to the canyon. And depending on your number of passengers, it would depend on the car that you would be in. We also have Ultimate Polar Express charters that Pat and Monique has set up for you as well. These are great. It doesn't matter if it's 1 person or 32 people. The price is the price. If it's a Polar Express charter, then you have your own personal Santa. Santa knows the kids' ages, their likes, their dislikes, if they've been good, been bad. Some people will bring their Christmas gifts with them on the train and have Santa give them the gifts. It's a very intimate, personal experience, and a lot of people like to come and make those memories as a family. The most popular package for us is our 3-night package. It gives you a pre and a post and a night up at the canyon. This is what a lot of people will take advantage of, especially if they've never been up to the canyon and don't want to stay multiple nights up at the canyon. The 1 night will be great for them. So who likes to come and take advantage of the Grand Canyon? Families. We get a ton of families all year long, along with multi-gens. Love to experience with your family, their family, and passing it down. And then retirees. We are one of 7 wonders of the world. You guys are checking off that bucket list and you want to come out and see and do as much as you can. And this is great for the RV park and hotel, along with hiking enthusiasts. Young people, we get a ton of young people all year long. So if you have grandkids that say, oh, canyon's not for me, the canyon is for you. And they love taking these cool selfies. Along with photography enthusiasts, if you love to do photography, January and August are your optimal times to come out to the canyon. Bicyclists, anybody in your group loves to bicycle. We have up at the canyon Bright Angel Bike Shop that will rent e-bikes and regular bikes. So you can see that there's a ton of trails. My mom is 73 years old, and my dad, they took their bikes out to the canyon, their e-bikes, and she goes, oh my God, we had so much fun. There's a ton of trails. So they absolutely loved it. And then stargazers, we're a certified dark sky, which means we have very little ambient lighting. So you're going to see a ton of stars and planets up at the canyon. And then again, our RV park. If you happen to be into cars and car shows, Route 66 has a ton of car shows throughout the year. Or if you happen to be a theme park enthusiast, Radiator Springs is a big one. Down in Kingman, Arizona, which is only an hour and 45 away from us, there's some Radiator Springs history there, and the concept of how it came, along with Seligman, Arizona. It's only 40 minutes from us. If you go down to the Seligman, you're going to see a ton of Radiator Springs stuff going down there, along with Winslow, Arizona. So a lot of cool stuff for those that like that theme park enthusiast. And some travel tips. If you come out to our park, a lot of people are going to ask me, when is the best time to go? The best time to go is when you want to go. I love the snow and you may not. So I may tell you, yeah, November, December, or October, even the end of October. And you're like, wait a minute, there's a ton of snow. But that's what I like to do. So you need to go off of what you like to do. But one thing to remember, our heat, again, like I mentioned earlier, is not Phoenix heat. So the high that we get, say August, would be like 82 to 86 degrees. So it's not your 120 out in Phoenix degrees. So you just keep that in mind as well. Polar Express, very popular time to come, and our Steam Saturdays, very popular time to come. If you have not seen a steam engine run, they are massive and they are impressive. We're actually celebrating the 4960 steam engine, turning 100. I'm going up there August 10th, and we're going to have a bunch of fun activities up there. So If you want to see a steam engine run, make sure to go when the steam Saturdays are occurring. Some additional tips: bring a water bottle. Like I mentioned earlier, we're a sustainable company. We have a ton of refillable water stations up at the canyon, so there's no reason why you should get dehydrated. Fill it up, because as soon as you realize you're dehydrated, it's too late for you. So you just want to make sure that you stay hydrated. Sunscreen, hat, layering clothing, because you're going to maybe start out cold, but you're going to warm up and you're going to want to take off those layers. Closed-toed shoes, backpack. Medication's a big one. A lot of people don't realize if you're staying up at the canyon and you have your luggage going, your luggage is transported on a different vehicle, so you don't have to deal with it. So if you put your medication in your luggage, you're not going to get your medication to check into the lodge in the afternoon and you show up in your room and there's your luggage. So just any necessities you may need, along with the flashlight, as I mentioned earlier. Very little ambient lighting. There's no railings on the side outside of that canyon, so you want to make sure you can see at night. So make sure to bring a flashlight. So why take the train? A lot of people, why should you take the train and just not drive? This was our toll booth on a Tuesday. There was no holiday. It was just a random Tuesday. We captured this off of NPS.gov because they have a satellite, and that line can be 2 to 3 hours just to go through the toll booth. Not to mention the road to the canyon is one of the most, it is actually the dangerous road in Arizona. So it just keeps you off that dangerous road. It gives you a nice relaxing way to get up to the canyon. And once you're there, you can just enjoy your day. With that, do you guys have any questions?
Okay.
Any-
So,
Make sure you unmute yourself.
Make sure to unmute.
So one of the things that we enjoyed doing was going into Williams itself, because Williams is a part of the hotel, very close by, like a couple of blocks away.
Yep.
And enjoyed a lot of the 1950s and 1960s things that our kids don't even know about. But it was really fun. It was like going back into time.
Yes.
Just really, really fun.
Right there, which is really popular and fun. They have the malts and the burgers and the fries.
Exactly right. Yeah. So that was kind of fun. We enjoyed it. Yeah. So yeah.
Don't be shy. Do anybody else have any questions? There's no big or smaller.
Okay. Well,
The Polar Express was a lot of fun. I was able to do that. And it is the Polar Express. I mean, they do the whole dancing with the hot chocolate tray. And the kids, just watching the kids was so much fun. It was all adults on there that when we went, but just watching the kids, their face light up, and we're so excited. I had so much fun just watching them. And they each get don't they each get a little bell, right?
Yeah.
Trisha? Like
Yeah.
the bell,
Like it rings
yeah.
on the.
yes, yeah. So it's just a really special thing. And then they have everything decorated. A big tree in the lobby. They have just lights and everything. It is really pretty if you go down there. And the pet resort is really nice.
Well, you don't need kids to do it, because actually you see date night with couples that go out and do it because they're just in the Christmas spirit and they love the Polar Express movie. And we actually have the licensing through Polar, with Warner Brothers to conduct Polar. Because I hear when I'm out at shows, oh, I went on this one, but it's nothing the way it's supposed to be. And I'm like, well, that's because they probably don't have the licensing. So you have to follow strict guidelines to do so. So, yeah.
Good. I know as far as the pricing on everything, it's not single or double because you're staying in a hotel, so you get the regular pricing for 1 or 2 people. I think that, correct?
Yes, the package are based off of 2 people. So if it's just yourself, then you would reduce the number of train tickets. It would still be the price of the hotel, but you only need 1 train ticket. So
right. So yeah, if somebody just wanted to take a little ride up there and do that, might be fun.
I will say we're having our biggest sale of the year. So we're having our Christmas in July sale that Pat and Monique could book for you if you have any travel dates of October 22nd this year through March 7th of 2024. It does void out some November, December dates because we have polar going on, but you know, there's certain windows. It's 30% off, and it is our biggest sale of the year. So if you're interested in taking the train up or staying at the hotel or doing both, Christmas in July is an amazing, amazing discount. And the booking window is started today, the 18th through the 26th. So yeah, so that's a great advantage that you could utilize.
And the Arizona is a really neat place to go as well. We went there. I wish we had more time there, but it was just so relaxing to walk because you can walk through. Obviously, you can drive your car too, but there's an area where you can walk around. And we saw 2 bears climbing up this tree.
Yeah.
And I was having a heart attack because they were so far up there. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, they're going to fall. They were just like, just scaling this tree like it was nothing. And I had never seen that before, but it was amazing.
The wild, make sure you look around because those suckers are going up. That's for sure.
Yeah, but it was fun and it was really nice, just relaxing to walk around. But it was a really nice trip.
Yeah. So,
If you guys ever want any other information or you guys are interested in booking, Pat and Monique are your people to go through. They're amazing and they know us and they book us, and they can always reach out to me if they have a question that you need answered that they don't know. So just know I'm at their fingertips.
Wonderful.
yeah.
Well, thank you.
Well, thanks for having me.
Well,
Appreciate
thank you
it.
so much for, that's a great presentations. Like, it's like little, you know, just kind of jazzy and fun and showed the beautiful colors and all of that. I like that.
Well, I'll be honest with you, Pat. I met you at the ASTA event and I presented at the ASTA event. And when I presented there for San Diego, I looked around and I'm like, everybody's talking to pictures. We get a deck and we have to stay within those guidelines. So I went back, I'm like, I need pictures. Pictures is what people want to see because
Of course.
they're going to expect. So
Right.
I was able to make this, which I was happy about because pictures say 1,000 words.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
And
Well,
thank you
good.
so much for you guys for
Thank
VIPs
you.
for coming on board. You are our fans and our superstars here because you really loyal and, you know, even if you wanted to see what was presented, whether it be interesting to you or not, you came anyway, but I hope you enjoyed it.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.
Have a
Tricia,
great
do you have a second? Can you stay on for just a second? I
Sure.
just have a question for you.
Okay.
Hold on.